In this video, we are going to talk about preparing for interviews. A job interview is a conversation between an applicant and an employer to assess whether the applicant should be hired. It's also a chance for you to make sure the job and company are the right fit for you. You may have a face-to-face interview, a phone interview, or a video interview. There are different types of interview. This could be a one-to-one interview, panel interview, or group discussion. Employers use different types of questions when interviewing. They can use competency-based questions, strength-based questions, technical questions, situational judgment questions, value-based questions, or motivational questions. So how can you prepare for the interview? Choose a date and time that works for you so you can be ready for the interview and be your best on the day. Read the job description and person specification carefully. Be clear on the skills and qualities the employer is looking for. Check the company website to find out more about its products or services and their plans for the future. Go over your CV or application form and think about the things the employer might ask you. Prepare some examples that show you have the right skills, personal qualities and experience. Use the STAR method. Practice your timings on presentation and keep a backup copy. Ask someone you trust to help you practice answering questions. Think of 2 or 3 questions of your own that you can ask at the end of your interview. Pick out something suitable and comfortable to wear. Check what time you need to arrive and the name of the person you need to see. Make sure that you know how to get to where the interview is being held. Work out your public transport route or where to park. And plan to arrive 5 to 10 minutes early. If you have a disability, you may need adjustments to make the interview accessible. You can ask the employer ahead of the interview for adjustments. Before you go into the interview, turn off your phone, use breathing techniques to calm yourself down, but remember it's okay to feel a few nerves. Smile and greet your interviewer with confidence, and ask for some water if you need it. In the interview, remember to be polite and use the right body language and tone for a formal situation. Listen to the questions and think before you begin your answers. Ask the interviewer to repeat or explain further if you do not understand a question. Use the STAR method to answer questions about your skills and experience. Be positive about your experiences. If you face a difficult situation, show what you learned from that. Be honest and assertive. Ask a couple of questions when you're given the opportunity. Choose questions that make you sound keen. It's best not to ask about pay or holidays at this stage. At the end of the interview, thank the employer for their time. Tell them you're looking forward to hearing from them. When you leave the interview, try and reflect on some of the harder questions you were asked. This can help you prepare for future interviews. If you're offered the job, let the company know in good time whether you want to accept the offer. You can also agree when you'll start and find out what you'll need to do on your first day. If you decide not to accept the job, turn it down but be polite. You may want to work for them in the future. If the employer does not offer you the job, try and be positive. This is a chance to learn from your experience and build your resilience. Ask for feedback on your interview. Think about the things that didn't go so well and what you could do to improve next time. And get some interview practice. Ask your friends, family, colleagues, or careers advisor to help. So what are some interview do's and don'ts? Do your homework. Preparation is the first essential step in the interview process. Researching the company you're meeting with will show your interest in the business and give you an upper hand. Make a good first impression. If you're going to a face-to-face interview, plan your trip there, do a trial run if it's unfamiliar to you, and arrive a few minutes early for the interview. Bring your CV and ensure you know the dates and its specifics so you can confidently talk it through. For a video interview, minimise any technical issues by testing your video tool the day before your interview. And on the day of your interview, ensure you're set up and ready to go at least 15 minutes before the scheduled interview time. Make sure you're in a quiet and comfortable place and smile confidently to appear interested and engaged. Listen and respond accordingly. Don't run in circles around the questions. Listen and answer accordingly while using examples of experience to back it up. Prepare smart, open-ended questions to ask the interviewer. Remember that an interview is a two-way street. Asking questions will help illustrate your interest and motivation to succeed in the role and company, as well as get you noticed and separate you from other candidates. It will also determine if this is really the opportunity or business that you want to join. And finally, sell your strengths and expertise. Make sure that you communicate your strengths to the interviewer in a concise, factual and sincere manner. Now that you know what you should do, what should you not do? Don't speak poorly about your present or former employers. The interviewer will just assume that you're going to do that to them if you leave and question your professionalism. Don't falsify information. Answer your questions truthfully and as close to the point as possible. Explain and describe things about yourself that relate to the position on offer and truly reflect your past experience. If you're being probed in an area that is not a strength, be honest and let your interviewer know that you're willing to learn. Don't speak over the interviewer. It is important to be a good listener as well as a good talker. It shows that you're respectful and have strong interpersonal skills. If you're interviewing via video platform, please remember that there will be a slight delay. Avoid rushing to answer a question in case the interviewer hasn't finished speaking. Don't assume it isn't an interview. Regardless of what interview stage you're at or who you're meeting, it may be over a coffee, a few drinks, or just labelled as a final chat. It is still used as an opportunity to assess your suitability for the potential role. And finally, don't let any past rejections infringe on future ones. Make sure you approach every interview as a new opportunity and learn from past interview mistakes. If you have several interviews lined up, try and leave some space between them to ensure that you are at your best.